But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Opa Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who we are chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very Janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else. Now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east because you've taken over Yoruba land, of course. I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you, you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U. Or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys without writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You're talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Allah. Fulani, who formed Ansar. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people. Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Allah, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria, because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive them very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman. But you went and they kidnapped a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnapped him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazen Amdekano was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazen Amdekano, he's destroying Alibo. Oh, Mazen Amdekano, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazen Amdekano is no longer destroying Alibo. Mazen Amdekano is no longer causing problem. Mazen Amdekano is no longer is the good man. He's the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started. Because you see what Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go, because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned.
Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their things that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. But the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu has been held hostage. He was abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition. The fact that he's kidnapped from Kenya could not be explained shows that any judicial pronouncement or processes after that is null and void. You cannot go and kidnap somebody and bring them before a court. And the courts have made it very clear, even up to the Supreme Court, that he did not jump bail. It was the military that went to his house to kill people, and then he escaped. And now you have brought him back, you ought to respect and restore his bail. That's what I told his lawyers. Why are you applying for bail again? Because the Supreme Court made all the pronouncements except releasing him. And I think it was because they were afraid. And that's why I said he's a hostage to this country. And like you rightly said, there are other people who have made even more egregious pronouncements and fought and carried arms in this country. And you have not treated them the same way because they're not Nnamdi Kanu's, their name don't sound East. And I'm not here to fetish being able. But the reality is that they are not treated fairly. And Nnamdi Kanu is part of the reason why that is clear to everybody.
Right.
And by the way, I must also reveal here that there are some Igbo elites who are behind this. Whenever there's a crime of conspiracy against freedom fighters, there are people inside and outside who are working together.
Let
nwụsị anyị wee tụle ya onye si na agata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si na ka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tetu ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliat Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememila Fero site otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị bi ka o wee taa akọkọ ikuni ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Good evening, Biafrans. Good evening, lovers of freedom, friends of Biafra. I welcome you to this program on this platform, IPOB, Western Cape Media TV. I thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for being part of this program this evening. We are reaching you live from our location. And as we continue, first and foremost, I want to thank Chukwu Kabiama for making it possible for every one of us to be here at this time of the year. I also want to use this opportunity to wish our fellow Christians happy Easter. Let us all use this time to reflect on our lives. Let us know that above every other thing, love is the greatest. So I thank you for joining this evening. And as you are joining, I want you to share the program. Share it, like, and comment on the program this evening. Whatever you can do for Biafra to be restored, you go on and do it. Do not wait for anybody to force you or to remind you on what to do. So this hour, you have to know that job, part of the job is to always share our program, like our program, also comment if it is necessary. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your neighbor, invite all lovers of freedom. Invite them to this program this evening. Make every one of them to understand we are alive and that we are doing good job in supporting Biafra. And also share the program in all the platforms where you belong. Share it in your WhatsApp groups, village WhatsApp groups, friends WhatsApp groups. Share it on your Facebook page, YouTube channels, and X page, everywhere. Make sure that this program goes round. This evening, I want you to know that we are live on our YouTube channels, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We're also live on our X, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. You can decide where it will be convenient for you to view us this evening. I promise you that this evening our program is going to be revealing, because a lot of things has happened and is still happening. Makana otu nwoke si na onye na-eme omume ọ na-ebe ogbugbe. The way it is happening to us is the way we are saying it. We are not here to please anybody. We are not here to make anybody feel better. In fact, we are here to make it painful, because truth is painful. Truth is very, very painful. And that is what we are representing on this platform. We are not here to make you feel better, not to make you feel good about anything, because the truth is there is nothing to feel good about. Like lost sheep, all of us, we have wandered away. We need to return back. And the only way to return back is to know the truth. As they say, you must know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So, in this program this evening, I want you to know that we are going to go back and bring to you things that happened before, and those who has caused the division, who has brought insult. You know, before now, since the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started leading this struggle, you hardly see Biafrans who have the audacity or the temerity to talk against him, nor to lay calls against him, not to talk about those who claims to be part of IPOB. It has never happened, but today it is happening. And someone laid the foundation for that. Someone made it possible. That is what we'll be doing today. We'll be telling you how it all started and where it is today. So I want you to relax while we take you through this program. But before I continue, this is IPOB. In case this is your first time seeing this platform, this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. And here we speak nothing without fear of evil. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide, and his position remains incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it where it is. We say it the way it is. Part of the reason is because we are fearless before our enemies, and also because truth remains our hallmark. We cannot do without saying the truth or speaking the truth, no matter how bitter, no matter how painful it is. We are not here to do saga nor propaganda. We are not here for drama's sake. We are not here to chase clouds. We are not here to be popular. We are here to do the job that Chukwuka Abiyama has assigned to us in this struggle, because this is our own portion and we are trying to fill it up. We are trying to do it to the best of our ability. So as you are joining us, I thank you for being part of here. I pray that Chukwuka Abiyama will be with you. You are a true Biafra. That is why you are here. You cannot see anybody who does not believe in Biafra in this channel. I can assure you. Anybody that you see viewing us is a chosen Biafran. He's a true Biafran, both in spirit, not just in flesh, but also in spirit. So I'm happy you are here always. And like I always say, we acknowledge you, we appreciate you. We have never and we never take your association for granted. We will not disappoint you if it's the best word to use. We are going to remain strong, consistent, and we are going to be resolute as always. IPOB Western Cape is known for our consistency in this strong that weighed us in order to divide us, in order to bring our morals down. But instead of us to fall for their gimmicks, we continue to go stronger, and stronger. And today we are still going strong. Before I continue, I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, from my coordinator representing the IPOB Western Cape Zone, coordinator appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, the coordinator that I'm so proud of, the coordinator that loves this struggle, the coordinator that have devoted both his time, his money, his energy, his family, his reputation, and everything in order to make sure that IPOB of Western Cape Zone is going from strength to strength. His name is Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi is the IPOB coordinator representing the zone. Mazi Nnamdi is the one who is making sure that things are being done the right way, that IPOB code of conduct is not bastardized nor drawn or rather stampede upon. we have no other coordinator representing IPOB Western Cape. In case, if you don't know, I want you to know today that the enemies, they have created, or rather they created a parallel IPOB, having in mind wanting to destroy and to destabilize, bring confusion in our midst on this part of the world, but they failed woefully. So if you come across anybody who introduced himself as IPOB Western Cape representative, the only way to know him is to ask him what his name is. If his name does not sound innocent earlier, know it that you are not in the right place. The best thing for you to do is to give way. The best thing for you to do is to run away, to disassociate yourself, because you are standing on the wrong foundation. And if you insist, you're going to be contaminated. You may not like the result. Remember, we are under oath. We are under oath to defend Biafra. We are under oath to follow the code of conduct of IPOB. We are under oath to work under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We're under the oath to believe that whatever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said is supreme, because he's the supreme leader of this movement. And Mazi Nnamdi is the one who is representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, appointed by him, no other person. I bring this to you from the executive of IPOB Western Cape Zone. I also bring it to you from the IPOB family members of Western Cape Zone. I want you to know that from this part of the world, everything is intact. We have never disappointed our leader, nor the Biafra spirit. Since our leader was kidnapped and extraordinary rendition, we have always standing in the gap, filling the gap or the vacuum he left. And that is where we'll stand until the day he will regain back his freedom and join us back. I am Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host. By the special grace of Chukwuka Abiyama, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I am so happy to identify with Biafra. I am a citizen of Biafra. I believe in Biafra. I believe that Biafra is the only solution to our predicament. Biafra will restore our dignity, our respect. Biafra will bring security, to bring life to us, back to us. Biafra will bring the ancient people back to their original place in this world where we are today. I believe that if we fail to restore Biafra, then we have failed completely. And I believe that this is the generation that will restore Biafra. If we fail, if this generation fail, then we have failed the future generation. And it will be difficult, as it is difficult for us today to restore Biafra. It shall be triple difficult for the incoming generation if we fail. Remember the imminent danger of Fulani invasion, incursion into our land. The terrorists, those who came to dislodge us from our ancestral land and fill it up with aliens from the Sahel region. Remember that they are trooping in on a daily basis to the south. Those who does not know, or who knows but pretend not to know, because they want to sustain Nigeria. They don't want Nigeria. They don't want anything to happen to Nigeria. They want to protect and defend Nigeria at all costs. They knew they are all in this together. I always remind you of what the Bauchi State governor said about 4, 5 years or more, about 7 years or 8 years back. He said in an interview that they have decided that Fulanese, that when you ask a Fulani, who are you? Who are you? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Because he doesn't have a country, he doesn't have a home. They are cursed people. They are wandering from one desert to another, from one region to another. They live by sword. They live by dislodging other people and taking their lands by force. They want to restore it. So now, after the Fulanese gathered to talk about way forward, they decided to resettle the Fulanese in the whole Africa in one place. After looking critically, the place that will be easy for them, the place that will be easy for them to achieve this, Nigeria was chosen. Now they decided that the Fulanese all over the world, wherever you are as a Fulani, Nigeria is your home. Come to Nigeria and settle. That is why in the northern Nigeria, the border is always open. It's porous. There is no, in fact, nobody asks you who are you or where you are going to. So, within these years, the Fulanis were busy trooping into Nigeria from the Sahel, from Burkina Faso, from Ghana, from Cameroon, from West African Republic, Central African Republic, from Guinea, from Mali, name it, all over the Africa, Sahel region, where you find Fulanese, they were trooping into Africa because, into Nigeria to grab wherever you can conquer, it is yours. When this man made this revelation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came on one of his programs and played the video, the interview, to the hearing of Nigerians. But while he was playing it and explaining the future effects, the danger, the Nigerians, those you see today crying and shouting, missed the message. They saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a secessionist who was willing to do anything to demonize Nigeria, to call Nigeria a bad name, or to mesmerize the image of Nigeria. Instead of them to listen and think about the information he brought them, which is very, even to a layman, the information in that video was not hidden. He did not use the Bauchi state governor, former Bauchi state governor, did not use any coded word. He spoke a direct word, which even a layman could understand, that the Fulanese has chosen Nigeria as a place to settle. It's very simple. There's nothing, no coded word. If he spoke it exactly just the way you will understand it. But no, Nigerians failed to understand it because they focused, they hate the messenger. Because of their hatred for the messenger, they missed the message. So, today, Fulanis are coming in droves. Any, what is it called? What is that guy named? Dangote trailer you see coming down to the south is loaded with Fulanis, armed with sophisticated weapons to hunt in our forest. And immediately they stepped down from those trailers, those trucks or whatever they are called, and step out, you see them no more. They would absorb into our forest. You see them no more. Nobody checkmates them. Nobody tracks them down. Nobody asks questions. In fact, if you try to ask questions, the next minute you will be arrested and thrown to jail. That is the Nigeria we all find ourselves today. There is terrorist organization everywhere in Nigeria. 2 more have been added this year. 2 more terrorist groups. The current one today is the one they call, is it Mahmuda something? Is the current terrorist organization that is being formed by the Fulanis, and they are domiciled in the western Nigeria, or should I say around Kwara. And you know, Kwara is Yoruba land. And they have started to send their message. They have started to show their venom, to show their how determined and serious they are. Those Fulani people are the ones forming these terrorist organizations up and down. How many terrorist organizations in one country? Count them. Count them. We have Boko Haram. We have ISIS in West Africa. We have Al Qaeda in the Maghreb. We have what's it called? Fulani herdsmen. We have bandits. These are terrorist organizations. We have the one they formed the other day. I don't remember the name. Then we have the one they formed the other time now. They called Mahmuda, making it 7 terrorist organizations in one country. And tell me which country will survive this? What is the purpose of forming these terrorist organizations? Who are the people behind formation of these terrorist organizations? What is their agenda? What do they want? What is their agenda? What is their reason behind all these things? In Enugu State, most of our people have been dislodged, chased out of their villages. Some of the villages were being occupied by these Fulani aliens. Today, they live there. But when you say it, or when you try to talk about it, the government of Enugu State will try to politicize it. You play politics with the lives of the people you were supposed to defend and protect. And what is the job of every government? To protect the lives and properties of the citizens. And Enugu State government is telling you that there is nothing happening in the area Amufun and the surrounding. But we all saw that the people of Amufun were on the street, the women, in their hundreds and thousands, few months ago, protesting in Enugu State, crying and shedding tears, talking about the painful experiences they have been going through in the hands of the Fulanis. And instead of Enugu State Governor to call them and then set up a committee to go and investigate to find out the real situation of things, what did they do? They sent the police and army to try to disperse them, try to break them. They throw them all kinds of pepper spray. And today, when you talk about it, they will tell you nothing is happening in Enugu State. There's no Fulani invasion in Enugu State. There is no Fulani killing in Enugu State. Everybody is okay. What kind of wickedness would you call these things? Why would you, as a governor, under your watch, people are being killed and you're not doing anything about it? What is more important to him is to secure second term, because you go to Enugu State, when they will tell, oh, the governors are working, they name the other state government governor, they name Enugu State government. It is a grave that was dug and covered the top. Right down, things has rotting, things decayed. The citizens, the indigenous of the state, are dying in their hundreds. But you are building roads, you're building buses, you're doing this. It is the most important thing is to protect the lives and properties of the citizens, because it is he who is alive that ply good road, that ply whatever you think you're building. Protecting the people will not stop a governor or any government from building and doing his job. You can do the number one thing, which is protection of the people and their properties, and you still go on to do the job that you are supposed to do. But when you leave the most important thing, which is security, and you are gallivanting, jumping up and down, trying to build yourself, paint yourself, it is called wickedness. Because I know that if it is your people, if it is your children, your wife or your kids, or your parents, or even your siblings, that their lives are in danger, you will not use their lives to play politics. You make sure that your children are secure. By the way, your children are abroad, schooling. Why are they there? Because that is the only place that when you remember that they are in that place, your mind will be down, will be calm, you will be so relaxed, knowing fully well that the government of this country will send them to study, the security is well taken care of. There's no cause to be alarmed. You know that if you leave them in Nigeria, when you send them to anybody in school in Nigeria, your mind will always be up, because you know that the Fulani terrorists could invade their school, buy them, or kidnap them. So you make sure that your children are sent outside. Then you use security to secure yourself. Then when the indigenous of the state were crying, calling for help, you tell them to go to hell. That is inhumanity to man inhumanity to man. It is wickedness in the highest order. And we are calling on the governors of the Eastern Nigeria, as they are called today, to make security the number one priorities. Very important. If you build beautiful bridges, beautiful road, good houses, it is still human beings that will ply those roads, that will live in those houses. So you protect life. Life is precious. There's nothing more precious than life. Without life, everything you see is useless. So you first make security a priority. By the time you secure the people, progress is sure. So also, I want to talk about, in the coming week, on the 29th of this month, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to court again. And, we don't want to get our hopes high this time. Maka na ndị Igbo si na onye ihe mere mbụ mee ya abụọ o kwesịghị ịma ife. We are now wise. We are not expecting anything, but we are hopeful that something will come out of it. But like I always say, you can call me anything, but the point is, you see this Yariba people, you call the Yoruba people, it is actually Yariba. And what is meaning of that? It means corny. It means corny. It means unreliable. That is what Yariba means. The name you see, this name you see, this Yariba that is today changed to Yoruba, is not their language. It means nothing in their language. But in Hausa language, it means funny, unreliable, dubious, etc., etc. And these people accepted this name. They receive it because that is who they are. In fact, they are happy when you call them Yariba. It gives them joy. Because to them, it simply means that you understood, you know who they actually are and what they are capable of doing. So I do not trust these people. I've never trusted them. In fact, the few times I tried to trust them, they disappointed. So we are not expecting anything magical to come from a Yoruba or a Yariba judge. Just like we're not expecting anything to come from a Yariba president. They are full of betrayal. They are full of envy and jealousy towards the Biafrans. They are down already. So they want to drag everybody down with them. So we are not expecting anything that is out of extraordinary, but only thing we ask that let the right thing be done. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man who has done nothing wrong. And I continue to say it, that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done anything wrong, Nigeria would have get this case sorted out very long time ago. The only reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this case is still lingering is a sign that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. They couldn't have anything against him. They couldn't hold anything against him. Every charges you see they brought upon him today is just nothing but a formality. They understood that they cannot use it because there is no evidence backing all these bogus charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You understand it? So that they understood this perfectly, and that is why they are using delay tactics just to keep him away, to make sure, or rather, they thought that by keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for 4 years, that Biafra agitation would die a natural death. They thought that you will not be here today, I will not be here today, and every one of us who are still standing will not be here today. But to their own disappointment, we are still here. We are still calling for what is rightfully ours, which is self-determination. What is the self-determination? Self-determination is a process to determine who you want to rule you, how you want to be ruled. That is what is called self-determination. And that is just what Mazen Kanu and IPOB and every one of us who are fighting, who are calling for Nigerian government to give us our rights, that is what we're asking for. We call for referendum to determine the way forward, to determine where we want to belong, how we want to be ruled. That is all we ask for. That is all Mazen Kanu asks for. That is all Mazen Bichi is asking for. That is what you who is here watching me today is asking for. You do not ask for something that is not yours. You do not ask for something that is not constitutionally yours. It's a constitution, part of Nigerian constitution. So, Mazen Kanu is going to be in court next week. I think Monday or Tuesday to be precise. You have to go and check your calendar, or by the time it's getting closer, everything will be clearer to us. But I don't expect anything out of the ordinary from a Yoruba judge. I know who they are. I know how they roll. It is just that Chukwuka Abbiama is, to him, we all looked up to. And we pray that he is going to with the hands of the oppressors and rescue Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from their hands. That is all. So continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Continue to remind the world and those who care to listen that he is an innocent man, innocent of all the wrong accusations leveled against him. Now, there is video I want to play for you now. I don't have much video to play today. In fact, in a very short time, this program will be coming to an end. We're not going to spend too much time. And this is going to be the last topic I'm going to be talking about. Then the program will end. So let me play this video. This is a very old, very, very old video. But the reason that is when I'm done playing this video, I'm going to tell you why I play this video. Now listen.
If it is a plan of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra to sideline the Directorate of State, sideline Ozokome, sideline Ejiofor, organ or there, you go there for DSS. And Nami Tokam, which I know that is not possible. I know that he can't be part of it. He can't be such. He can't behave like that. Having learned his lesson by confiding in his family alone and at the same time some charlatans from America. And DOS have been bearing the burden for many years now. I told me just some market. They trick him, have in mind that yes, he's dealing with his brother. He thought that the brother meant good for him. He said, okay, let me listen to my brothers and the others that are talking to me. And DOS are bearing the pain. We'll talk another one again. So that I remember DOS, we not free. And just to tell many of you that they are in charge, they stop your move. They stop it. And now people want to bring the narrative to tell the public that there's a doctor that is going to treat Onye and the DOS stop it. Yes. How I wish I would be part of them. I want them to stop it 100 times until things are being followed due process. It's an organization. How about it? I tell you. Now let me show you the noise.
The due process. If they believe that what they are doing is due process, it's okay. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must take decision from the leadership. Mazen Namdekan must tell them to go. Of course, I know that Mazen Nam can tell them all these things, but they want to do it. That is the reason why today they fail woefully in England or London. I don't know where they went to. Is it United Kingdom? They say that they went court to sue United Kingdom about the rendition of Mazen Namdekan, or by Mazen Namdekan holding a United Kingdom passport, and they have been rendition to that contraption. They fail woefully. You know the reason why? Collectively. They lack that ability of collectively. That is why they are falling into pit.
He kwesịrị ime ka ifisi in order on time. I be nkịtị. I be nkịtị. The thing na eat anyị, o eat anyị deep, eat anyị bazi anyị n'ime ebe ọ na-ekwesịrị ịba. Mgbe anyị bịazie chọọ how to solve ihe ya kwesịrị iwepụ on time. This kind of family kwesịrị, the leadership kwesịrị draw Maazị Nnamdi Kanu red line since. Draw Maazị Nnamdi Kanu red line since. Ọbụna ọmalụ ndị nya na na-alụkọ the IPOB, then nya nọlụ n'ime nga until ọmalụ the leadership or recognize ya ọmalụ message o kwesịrị pass ebe o kwesịrị pass message. Once ọ realize ifo ihe niile na-emove na-eme onye ndụ.
Now, you're welcome back. You heard the videos I played. There are 3 different charlatans. 3 different charlatans. The reason I played this video, the 3 videos, is for you to understand where we are coming from. The battle we fought in this struggle is not just against the enemy without. The battle we fought in this struggle, and we continue fighting to date, is more of the enemies within. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, as IPOB code of conduct placed him, which every one of us signed the day we took oath. They swore allegiance that we are going to be under Maazị Nnamdi Kanu as the supreme leader. In IPOB code of conduct, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu office was above every other offices. The supreme leader office of the supreme leader, the office of the deputy leader, the DOS, and there it goes. And in IPOB code of conduct, it explained in a very clear terms that the word of the supreme leader is final. It's unquestionable, but why all these things were going on? They have ulterior motives. Immediately Maazị Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, they all came out where they belong, or what they stand for. When we noticed these things, we started to record back the attention of these people. And some of them, under the cloak of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, said that whatever Chikedozem says goes. They forgot that whatever Chikedozem says goes is not above what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu said. Now, These people you see, for the past years, they were all together in one front, fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then it was the charlatan in Italy, which is the charlatan in Germany, which called himself Biafran child. The charlatan in Austria, who called himself Methuselah. The charlatan in South Africa, who called himself Ikenga, Uruago. And the rest of them, I don't want to go on. They were all fighting to defend DOS instead to defend the supreme leader who represents Biafra. They chose to fight to defend the so-called GOS. And when we noticed that the DOS has deviated, they have left the original plan. Now they are trying to, they have their own ways or plans. They do not believe again in the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They do not trust in the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ndị Igbo sị na onye kpọọ ite ya mkpọkọrọ, ndị ọzọ were kpọọ ntu. The reason you see those charlatans talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the way they did is because the DOS, who's supposed to protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, failed to protect him. AKA, I said, I'm not going to play his form. You will see. You will hear for yourself. But he has made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu center of attraction. I mean, center of attack. He attacks Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, speak down on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all manner of names. And the irony, the mystery behind his madness is that he is doing it in defense of the so-called DOS, because that is what he called them. He said that, in fact, let me tell you what Chibuzo Egwuatu said. Chibuzo Egwuatu said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are terrorists, said terrorists. But those are not terrorists. That he do not support IPOB, and he will never support IPOB, but because they are terrorists. But he will support the dogs because the dogs are not terrorists. Do you know that since his madness started, not one single member of the so-called DOS have come out to condemn his insistent attack on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? None of them have come out to call him to order. To always grace to continue. Now, you see the Methuselah I played. You heard what he said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed to obey the doors, according to Chibuze Guat, that organ or there, he must stay in prison. None of the so-called DOS came out to condemn him for making such statement. They nod their heads in agreement with him because they always wanted to be the final say. They always wanted to be in the level or above it, to be the ones calling the shot. The whole over 17 million been listening to one man. When Methuselah made that evil comment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed to obey the DOS directive, that he must stay in prison. Then he was dining, whining with IPOB, with DOS and IPOB Nigeria. They were applauding him. They were calling him Metu. They were calling him the greatest of the media warriors, the most effective, the fearless Metu. What they forgot was that what goes around always comes around. Life, the only currency of life is karma. Karma is life's currency. And let me tell you, it does not fail to pay. Today, seller suspend Methuselah. He decided to come alive to see that these people actually, they are doing nothing as far as this struggle is concerned. Then he started to tell them that they are more of dormant in this struggle. Then he added some religious ingredients to it. And now, were they offended? But when the people start insult Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you don't get offended. Who are you, Chida Sanwo? Who are you, Chike Dozier? That was the same way they suspended or rather zone, because we stood up to ask questions. We dared to tell them that no, this is not the right way to do things. But if you want to be their friends, insult Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu criminal, call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu terrorist, call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nobody, then you will see them, the useless DOS, coming in terms with you. They will tell you that you are doing well. What is greater than What is better than an insult against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why has themselves romancing with him? They are romancing with Chibuze Gwatu. Chibuze Gwatu is romancing with the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with Uchemefo, with all of them. They sit in their program planning how to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. And after that, Chinasa Nworu will still go to the same platform to spit rubbish. What is the crime of Methuselah? Why were he suspended? And why not take the same action when he insulted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? All the people that have insulted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why haven't two people released a memo? Part of this DOS IPOB Nigeria, one of the criteria to be qualified and accepted is to insult Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Once you do that, the so-called DOS and the entire IPOB Nigeria will rally around you and promote you immediately. Today, Methuselah has served them and he's back in shame. He has been disgraced out of IPOB. He has been exposed that he has not been paying his monthly dues for the past year. He has not been coming to attending meeting. But that is the same person who will come on social media to tell you how things should be done. So many people will be after at this struggle. Kill the struggle. You make sure now for to the room. Because some people are wicked and evil. Some people are wicked. How are you fighting for Biafra if nobody can call you to order when you are going wrong? Why are you fighting for Biafra? How? Are you serious? Kina someone who don't want anybody to have a contrary view. His own is he has all the wisdom in this world. Tomorrow we come out to tell you Butuzo is dead. They killed Butuzo and he got an intel. You got an intel, but you were there when your intel, you didn't get it when they kidnapped your leader and held him for 8 days. Your intel didn't tell you, useless man. It's still all these, see these people, you see Map, you see Biafran Child and Methuselah, all of them, and they are all gone their separate ways. They are now enemies to each other. Enemies. None of them can sit in one room or in one table again. But in the past years, they were together fighting and demonizing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, making mess of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's office. Today, they are all enemies. They do not agree with each other anymore. Even the DOS they said they were fighting for has left them. All of them are now on their own. The one I don't know his stand is the one they call Biafran Child. I think because the other time he exploded. But I think they called him and meant things with him. I don't know his stand anymore. I mean, for today. But you see this Map Tepe and Methuselah, they have fallen off with the DOS. They have fallen off with Chibuze Buatu. They are all enemies. Enemies. They are now exposing themselves. How Chibuze Buatu will go now, cut Mazi and Kanu. Chibuze Buatu is doing cut and join. The same thing that Nigerian demons are doing. They will go and cut Mazi and Kanu program. Join it, and bring it to the public. But all these things does not change the fact that there's nobody who can come out today and to say, I have something against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can dislike him as you like. You can do anything. You can talk evil against him as you like. The truth remains that you, who is talking, don't even have nothing against him. The only crime of that man is because he's fighting to restore Biafra. He's fighting for you, fighting for your children. Instead of you to stand by him in times like this, all you could decide to do is to fight with the enemies to bring him down. But Chukwu Okike Abiyama he has a way of doing his things. Look at how he has disgraced Methuselah today. Look at how he has disgraced all these charlatans. They're all disgraced. They are all staunch enemies. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. That months or years back, you were fighting in the same front. But today you cannot see eye to eye anymore. So look at us. We are still here. We are still doing what we're doing. We are still saying the truth and nothing but the truth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether he is in jail, as long as he remains the leader of this movement, his words are final. Wait until the day he resigns. Then you cannot take complete leadership of this struggle. But at this point, you are still taking orders from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever he says goes. When he utter a word, it neutralizes every outstanding words or every standing words, so to say. So let's continue doing what we are doing. And to cap it all, the other time I saw a video where Orji Zakano was talking about going to meet Tinubu, and Tinubu said he was not happy with the way Abia State is going. Is that not witchcraft? These people, it is obvious, it's not obvious that they intentionally impose people that cannot offer anything for us. In the whole of Nigeria today, if I may say, the only governor that is chosen by the people, by their people, is Abia State governor. And you can see it. You can see the way he is working. You can see the way he's doing things. Something that has never happened in any state in the entire East is happening today. Abia State used to be a state they used to make mockery. Suddenly, Oti came and changed the narrative. Now, instead of the president to say that he is happy that this governor is setting a pace, that this governor has changed age-long shame of a people, Instead of him to rejoice, he rather sent a message that he's not happy. This is to tell you that what you see happening in our land today is the cause of those in power, is their making. The insecurity, the division, the government failure, the failure of the government, local government failure, state government failure, everything you see in our land happening on today is the making of those in authority. It is their making. They don't want you to receive anything. They don't want to see you smile. They don't want to see you happy. Nigeria was not created to make you happy. That is why when I see those who are hell-bent in sustaining one Nigeria, I ask myself, which planet these people came from, for goodness sake? Something is oppressing you. Something is snuffing life out of you. You are busy trying to embrace it. Nigeria was not structured to benefit you nor me. It is not structured to favor you. It was created for the benefit of foreign countries. And in order for them to maintain that, they made sure that Nigeria continues in the path of condemnation. That is why you can never, Nigeria, whenever they have opportunity to select a competent leader, they will kick against it. That is the reason. They will make sure that that person did not succeed. Who would not be happy with Abia State today? Only witches. And to crown it all, the message was sent through Abia's son, former governor of Abia State, who's supposed to be hiding, covering his entire body in shame, that he ruled Abia State for complete 8 years. The only thing he could bring from Abia is Fulani settlement in Law Panta. That is the only legacy Ochuzokan left to Abia, in Abia State. Law Panta legacy, which is today as a cancer to Ndi Abia, eating them, both bones and marrows. And he has the audacity to come all the way from his master's office down to Abia State, I don't know, I think, to deliver such a message. What's the merit? Nigeria is a very useless place. If not, Ojuno should explain further. That man should be expelled from Abia State, but I know it is not going to happen. You are not happy with Abia State. You are not happy when it is the whole indigenous of Abia State, the whole people, both indigenous and visitors, all of them were happy with Abia State. All of them were celebrating the impact of this governor. All of them were saying, oh, finally, good things has come to them in their lifetime. And a president is not happy. Is not happy. What a shame. What a disgrace. What an evil. So it is now open to Ndi Abia. It's not open to you. You know, it is near impossible for them to remove the current governor. It is near impossible. So they know already that in the next election, he's still going to complete his 8-year tenure. So there is no, unfortunately for Tinubu and Ojus Okano, there is nothing you can do about it. You can't remove Oti, you can't change him, you can't bring him out. It's not possible. It's not possible. So you can go on and be unhappy as long as you like. Nobody cares. It is your unhappiness. You can live with it. But Ndi Abia deserve the best. They deserve what they got. They have suffered in the hands of Ojus Okano and those who came after him until this governor came in. And this governor has been there fighting under PDP to take over, to lead it in Abia. But it may be, if he had succeeded in PDP, he may not have been able to do what he's doing. Maybe, yeah. That's why Chukwu Okeabiama preserved him until the revolution of Labour Party. Now, through Labour Party, he came. You can see PDP. You know, PDP is the worst opposition party in the existence of this world. Very useless. I don't know that if people can actually have such useless opposition party. Look at Wike. PDP member supporting opposition party with his chest. Look at the news that we saw the other day. Even Fubara, that the APC government suspended. I heard his Insta message. Cowards. Look at the one in, is it Akwa Ibom or where? That means they don't have any hope in their own party. They don't have any hope. Oh. PDP is more or less a dead party. Nothing. You see, what it is of PDP, so they don't have nothing in that party. All of them are APC sympathizers. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their capability to unseat APC. That is it. That is the nature of PDP today. So it's quite unfortunate. But we continue to commend the Abia State governor for the good job he's doing. He should not be afraid of those toothless bulldogs, the likes of Ojus Okano and Tinubu. The people of Abia State are solidly behind you. Abia State is not reverse state. Abia State can never be reverse state. So Ojus Okano can never be weak in Abia State. It's not possible. You understood it perfectly. You understood what Abia State indigenes are capable of doing. So you can take your madness back to Tinubu and tell him that, unfortunately, there is not much you can do. The people have spoken. Their mandate must be protected at all cost. So that brings us to the end of the program this evening, and we continue to update you about the coming court appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Okukano, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide. And one thing we must assure Mazi Okukano is that we are here. We are standing with him shoulder to shoulder. we are not going to disappoint him as he has never and will never disappoint us. We always do that which is right. We always believe in his legacy, and we are here to protect and to defend that legacy until he rejoins us. And soon, maka na onye ji ihe nwata wenye aka enu akala owe ya omegini owotuo ya. Nigeria could not sustain this anymore. They must free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria, and let's all go back and have a roundtable talk. Roundtable talk. Talk like brothers. Talk like good neighbors. Speak. There's nothing good, bad about it. We can talk about everything. We are not asking for what is not rightfully ours. So, we deserve to talk about how we want things to go, where we want to belong. That is all Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB is asking for. That is what we're asking for. We don't have to take the entire Nigeria like the Fulanis are doing today. The real terrorists are the Fulanis. The Fulani bandits, terrorist organization, the Fulani herdsmen terrorist organization, the Fulani Mieti Allah terrorist organization. These are the real terrorists, not harmless Biafra, who has nothing against their fellow citizens. The only thing we ask for is self-determination. And I think we deserve it. Thank you for being part of this program this evening. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama Premi Heni Newu bless and sustain you. I also pray that next time, continue believing in Biafra. I believe that we all will live to see the Biafran nation granted to us. And until I come your way again, fellow Biafrans, from me, from here, it is good evening.